Hello everyone. Welcome to the Coaching Corner. I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. And for those of you who are new to the Coaching Corner, we go live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about all things special education. All right. I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. I am the founder and CEO of the IEP Coach LLC. And at the IEP Coach, we support charter schools with their special education leaders to help keep their schools out of litigation. Okay? So we help charter school SPED leaders keep their SPED teams, their schools out of litigation. All right? That is just in a nutshell what we do here at the IEP Coach LLC. All right? So as you are coming in, please drop your name, drop where you are tuning in from. Tonight's topic is the hidden SPED risk unique to charter schools. All right, hidden SPED risk unique to charter schools. So before we go on any further, please make sure you share out this live with as many people as possible. Share out the live. Share out the live. Share out this live, and as I'm telling you to share it out, I'm sharing it out as well. And we are streaming live on our Instagram, our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and our YouTube pages. After we go through our content, we always have time for questions, so make sure you drop your questions if you have them. You may have a special education question about what we talked about, or hey, it may be just about something else regarding special education and you just got a question. So go ahead and put it in the comments, and someone from my team will make sure that I see it. Okay? All right. I hope everyone is doing well and is safe. All right. So let me go ahead and share this out live. And we will be streaming live from our TikTok page as well. All right. I hope everyone is having a great evening. Hope you had a great day. Y'all know I love Tuesdays. Tuesdays is my favorite. I get to come on here with you guys and talk about special education because I could talk about it all day long. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and share out this live. Let's share it out. Here we go. All right. And share. Okay. Here we go. All right, and let's share out the live. All right, cool. And we are tuning in live on our TikTok page. Okay, so we want you to make sure that you know about our webinar that we're doing that the July. I'm thinking about warmer weather already. We are doing our Progress Monitoring 101 webinar again for administrators, SPED leaders, directors. We're doing our Progress Monitoring 101 webinar again. We did it last month. We're doing it again this month, so you can get your teams together and clear on how you need to do your progress monitoring. Okay, so I am going to drop that link right here, and also it's scrolling across the screen, and also I'm going to drop it here in the comments section, so make sure that you register. It is absolutely free. You can send it to your you can have your SPED leaders come, administrators, have your assistant principals come. It is for the leaders, so that way you can take it back to your school, which you need. Okay, all righty, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me drop this in the comments for you. All right, there we go. All right. Let me see. All right. Let me go here to our TikTok. That way we are here. All righty. Make sure everyone can hear. right. All right. So again, our topic tonight is the hidden SPED risk unique to charter schools. So before I get started, this is not a bash against charter schools or anything like that. Charter schools and your traditional school district, public schools, they're not on the same playing field. Charter schools, they're much smaller, smaller team. School districts, bigger, more students to service, and they have more resources than most charter schools. However, charter schools can make, I'll say there's quicker decision making with charter schools than with a district having to go through so many things, but then also not so many things, so many, I want to say maybe different departments and things you have to go through, but they're not on the same playing field at all. At all. Charter schools are their own LEA, so they have to provide everything for a school. Okay, and this is not a bash on charter schools. I just wanted to put that out there because some people, Happy New Year to you as well. Some people, I know everyone has their feelings regarding everyone has their feelings regarding charter schools and things. So I just wanted to just put that out there real quick. We are not we're not bashing charter schools, you know. Just like there are some public schools that could be doing better, there are charter schools that could be doing better. Okay, just had to put that out there. All right, all right. So now with this live, we want to help leaders charter school leaders to just see the risks that they have before they actually become complaints, before they actually become a litigation issue. Okay, so we want you to recognize the risk and catch them and address them before they turn into complaints, before they turn into legal issues. Okay, so most charter SPED risks is not because they made one bad decision or anything like that. A lot of times, a lot of the issues that occur in SPED for charter schools is because they never had systems set up in the beginning period. Okay, nothing was set up. There was no infrastructure of how are we gonna progress monitor, how will we address how are we going to write IEPs? How are we going to do our training for our SPED teachers? There aren't any systems in place. So when there aren't any systems in place, it's chaos. It's chaos. It's a lot of things are risky because you have no plan, you have no structure on what to do. Okay? Now, so let's talk about why charter schools are uniquely exposed. Again, they are much smaller than a traditional school district, much smaller teams. There's not like a whole huge central office the way it is in the school district. Smaller teams, and they tend to have fewer resources because charter schools are their own LEA, so they have to provide every single thing for whatever the students in their schools require. They have to provide that for those students. Okay, and then again, like I said, there is faster decision making, but if you don't have like a good protocols and systems on how you go about making decisions and your data driven decisions, you can make a decision for something and wind up wasting money because you can make the decision so quickly. All right, so and then also, again, they're much smaller, but that shouldn't be a justification as to why they end up in litigation or you end up with a bunch of complaints from your parents, etc. Okay, so now some examples of this of the risk is if you just have one person who's really really good in that particular area and you have them run this department or they run this thing, that's a risk for you because let's say, hey, they have a medical need and they need to leave school for a while. Let's say they quit. They take all that information with them and you have nothing. and then you'll be out of compliance. You'll have even bigger problems because your students are not being properly supported or serviced. No one has direction because you just had that one person who was an expert in their field or strong in their field, but no one else on the team is. Okay, so that's you don't want that. You definitely want to make sure you have systems set up, and you definitely want to make sure that you ensure that your systems are strong. Okay, so let's talk about a few of the hidden risks. So I already talked about the first one. If you have that one person dependency, so that's, again, a lot of times you might go into a school, you have that one teacher who has a background in special education and they're running the SPED program and things like that, and they decide to leave. They done took everything with them, everything they created at the school. They took everything with them. So your school has nothing. And then the principal tends to rely on that person, so they don't really know the ins and outs of their SPED department, and that person left with all that information, and your SPED department is now has crumbled that fast. Okay, and then you're having a high turnover. You're trying to have someone else come in to do cleanup, to clean up your SPED team, to clean up the SPED services in your school. So you're not getting ahead and staying proactive and being proactive. Another risk is you have progress monitoring without any type of structure. Like, if you don't have structure for your progress monitoring, how do you expect your teachers to know what they are looking for? How do you expect them to be consistent with collecting the data? How do you expect them to make data-driven decisions if you don't have any structure to your progress monitoring? That's the data you'll have. That's the data to support your decisions for your school, decisions for your students, even having conversations with parents. That helps you to have strong conversations with them. Without it, what are you doing? It's like you're moving blindly throughout the school day. You have no direction. Progress monitoring helps you to have direction, so you know what your school needs. Okay, so you have progress monitoring with no structure, you're doomed. Your school is doomed, because then you're just pulling numbers out the sky. You're just making a decision without any backing, any data to back it. All right. Another risk is your professional development without implementation. So if you train your teachers, you do a PD for your teachers, but there is no plan of implementation after that PD, it can go in one ear and out the other. You can't just provide. Now, charter schools, yes, they provide the PD. They do provide PD for their teams. However, there is no implementation for it. So it's one thing to, oh yeah, we covered that in a PD, but can you prove that you covered it? If I was to go into one of your SPED teams, if I was to go into one of the SPED classes and I asked the teacher something, or I asked them to do something, will they know how to do it? Will they be able to show me what I'm looking for? That's two different things. It's one thing to say you covered it, but can you actually prove that your team, your faculty was clear on that and they was able to implement what they were trained on and what they were instructed on? Okay. Another risk is case management. So case management is like it's another system. You need to write out as a school lead, charter leader, any leader, you need to write out your systems so that way the team knows how to do case management. What does case management consist of? What are we doing in case management? All that needs to be documented and listed. How do we go about doing progress monitoring? How do we go about leading IEP meetings? How do we go about writing our IEPs? How do we go about doing FBAs, functional behavior assessments? How do we go about doing transition planning? When do we start our transition planning? What are we going to use to gather information from our students and parents for transition planning? All of that needs to be part of your protocol. That's all part of case management. All of that is a part of case management, and it should be clearly documented, not sitting in an inbox in your email. It needs to be clearly documented, so that way your team is clear on what to do and how to do it. So that way, let's say you still have that one person who is at your school who is knowledgeable in their field, but they leave, they're not taking everything with them. You have it. You have it. That's, for example, putting it on OneDrive or putting it on Google Drive where all the teachers can access it. Okay? And number 5, burnout. Burnout is the early warning sign. Early warning sign that your team, whatever system you think you have, it is strained. It's struggling. It's about to crumble. When people are getting burnt out, that is a sign that something is wrong with your system. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean the system is horrible. That means, hey, it's time for a check-in. All right? Now, we have the 5 risks. We said having that one person dependency, progress monitoring without structure, PD without implementation, case management. It shouldn't just be in your inbox, not being clear on that, and then having burnout, which is an early warning sign that, hey, your system is being pushed to its limit. Okay, so it's like, all right, I know that. How do I fix it? How do I fix this? I know the risk now. What do I do to fix this? 1, be clear on what does it mean to be clear on compliance. Especially you're the SPED leader. Be clear with your team on what is compliant. What do we have to focus on to be compliant? Okay? What do we have to do to be in compliance? And be clear on that and make sure everybody is clear on compliance. When it comes to your paperwork, when it comes to your files, be compliant and be clear with it. 2, your organization, your systems need to be clearly documented. I am a systems person. Everything has a folder. And in the folder, within the folder, I have folders because I organize it even more. So anybody that comes to my folder, they know what's in it. I have folders for when I had to do FBAs, behavior. I have folders for when I had my lesson plans. I have folders for when I had my agendas for my meetings. I had folders for things regarding transition. I had a folder for all my progress monitoring. And then within the progress monitoring folder, I had a folder for behavior progress monitoring, reading progress monitoring, writing progress monitoring, math progress monitoring, because each folder had resources to help me implement whatever that system I needed to do, whatever system I needed to follow. You got to have organization. And your protocol's got to be clear. So you got to be clear on your compliance, organization, review your systems, check in with your team. You don't just create the system and then just leave it and hope that people get it. No, you can quarterly check in, every couple months, do a check-in, review your systems to see if they are working, touch base with your team, with your SPED team to see how are things going, how are they doing with with following through with the systems. Okay, you have to check in with your team. You have to review if your systems are consistently working. That's just like, how you take your car to get checked, you get an inspection to make sure your car is running good, so that way then you get a report to let you know if something needs to be fixed, if something needs to be changed. Same thing. You treat you review your systems the same way. Do a tune-up, see what is needed, what's still going well, what needs to be fine-tuned. Okay? And then last but not least, execution. After you do all that, execute everything. Make sure your teachers, your team, they know what to do. Execute. Model how this is supposed to look. Model how your case management needs to go. Execute. Teachers got to execute. You got to show your teachers how to execute. This is not rocket science. Okay? It is not rocket science. Okay? All right. So, what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do to all the SPED leaders. This is what I want you to do. I want you to do what breaks if this person leaves? you to do a what will break in our system if this person leaves type audit. Look at your team, look at your whole team, and I want you to think, if this one person leaves, what's going to break in our system? Okay? And then document I want you to document what's going to happen. Okay? All right. All right. So, I hope I wasn't too but listen, you know what the risks are? I told you what the risks are, and I told you how to address, those risks. It's not rocket science. Charter schools don't, it's not that charter schools do not care about their students and they just, they're just after money and things like that. Charter schools, they do care. Look at some of the initiatives that a lot of charter schools are able to do in their schools is phenomenal, but you need systems that actually work. You need systems that actually work. Okay? And if you are a SPED leader and you are in need of our support from the IEP coach, you need us to come in your school to show you how to set up your systems and get your team in compliance, book a call with us. I'm going to drop our link in the chat. All right. I just dropped it in the chat, and actually I'm going to drop it again, the link, because it kind of got broken up. Oops. All right. Are there any questions? We have time for questions. Any questions? Any questions? Actually put that emoji. Any questions? If you have questions about the hidden SPED risk unique to charter schools, you can ask questions about that. If you have a special education question that you want answered, put it in the chat now and we will answer right here on the live. We will answer it right here on the live. All right. So someone on TikTok, is it Kalita? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Currently studying education. Any recommendations for taking special education courses? Absolutely. So if you are, well, they require, I know most programs require you to take a SPED 101 class. So definitely take your SPED 101. And definitely take a class that focuses on how to instruct students with special needs. And if you can take a class, if there's a class anywhere at your university that also focuses on the IEP and helping you learn the ins and outs of that, that will be extremely helpful for you as a gen ed teacher, because that can help you understand what's in a student's IEP. Also, that can even perhaps help you because you know that information can help you to better show up at an IEP meeting. But I know, yeah, when you are doing elementary ed or secondary ed or something like that, you do have to take a intro to special education class. To my knowledge, they are requiring all education majors to take that. I don't know if it's just the one. Okay, you are elementary ed. Okay, cool. I don't know if it's just that one, but if you can take one that focuses on how to instruct students with special needs. So if it's if they have reading problems, if they have comprehension problems, it could be writing or psychological or things like that. Having different types of interventions and strategies already in your toolkit will be extremely helpful for you, because it's not just for students with special needs. It can help you in your classroom, period. Thank you for that question, Kalita. Do we have any more questions? That was a question off of TikTok. Do we have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Tonight we talked about the hidden risks that the hidden SPED risks unique to charter schools. We were talking about that tonight. Also, we are doing Q&A right now, so you can ask a question about the topic, or if you just have a special education question, we can answer it right here on the live. You're welcome, Kalita. I'm glad we was able to answer that for you. All right, any more questions? Any more questions? Let's see. Let's check if we have any more questions. And if this resonates with you, hey, you are an administrator, you are a SPED leader on this call, and you're like, listen, my school, definitely our systems we need support with implementing our systems. Hey, you want to get a jump start for next school year? Definitely book a call with us. I am dropping our link again in the comment section. I'm going to drop it again here on Instagram. All right. Do we have any questions? Let me check. Any more questions? Hey, locked in. Any more questions? Let's see. Any questions? And if the question, and I know it takes you a minute to type, it's okay. Take your time, because I know some of you are on your phones. It is okay. Also, while you are typing, if there are any more questions, do keep in mind we are doing our Progress Monitoring 101 webinar January the 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are doing our webinar again for Progress Monitoring 101. It is specifically for our administrators, our leaders, SPED leaders, directors. This is specifically for you. So if you are in need of this, make sure you register. Go right ahead and register for this webinar. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link again. If you are on Instagram, you can just click the link in our bio and go ahead and register. It is absolutely free. It's absolutely free. It's free 99. So please take advantage of it. Okay. All right. I'm going to drop the link to register again. All right. If you're on TikTok, you can click the link in our bio and register as well. Instagram, you can click the link in our bio and register as well. I just shared the link. And again, if you are a SPED leader, a charter SPED leader, if this resonated with you, go ahead and book a call with us. Do go ahead and book a call with us. Okay? Do book a call with us. You can schedule a call with us. We can plan for next school year. You can get a head start on next school year. Okay? You know you're hiring a new SPED leader for your school. Hey, reach out to the IEP coach. We can train your SPED leader for you for your school, and make sure you have your systems in place and up and running, and we can support your SPED leader. If you want support for 6 months, if you want support for the whole school year, we can support your SPED leader to make sure you have that strong infrastructure and you have your systems in place. Okay? And it's not okay to just be in litigation all the time. That's not cool. Okay, let me see if we have any more questions. All right, I don't think we have any more questions, but if a question comes to you later on, feel free to send us a message, email us, send us a direct message. We are very responsive on our social media. Okay, so you can send us a message and we'll get right back to you. Share this live out with a leader that you know, a charter leader that you know, someone. If you know someone who has a charter school, definitely share this live out with them. And remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to give yourself grace. You are one person. Please don't push past your capacity, okay? You're one person. Give yourself grace. And remember that tomorrow is a brand new day, all right? We will see you next week, 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time for another episode of the Coaching Corner. All right, have a good night. Peace.